All right, we'll see if this works. There's a chapter in my book, in Listening to the Sun, on Amazon, of course, which is still selling. And I get comments from people. I really appreciate it. It feels really good. They say, yeah, thank you, truthful, honest, radical, help wake me up, etc. Anyway, one of the chapters in there, and I gave myself permission with that book to just write exactly what I felt. No censoring. I wasn't sure I was ever going to publish it. I was just like, I'm sick of not being fucking real. So I just said I can say anything I want. And because I didn't know if I was going to publish it, I could be really honest. I didn't do all that massaging and image worship. How does it sound? How does it look? And will it play publicly? And massaging the image, that horrible thing we've started, worshiping the image. Anyway, there's a chapter in there called Hurrying to Our Death. So I'm driving right now in Sedona. I'm driving right by the New Age Center, the Center for the New Age. I don't want to take it out, it's right over here. Tlaquepaque's over here. And maybe I should have it mounted forward so you could see better. Something more interesting. I'm going to do a roundabout here. Maybe we'll go up Schnebley Hill right now. Yes. So, hurrying to our deaths, and in there I was realizing for the first time on a deep level, not just intellectually, this whole thing we've created, the busyness, and what's prompting this today is even driving down 89A in Sedona and West Sedona over by Whole Foods and Bashas and Safeway, there's this stress energy now that really wasn't here, I don't know, 10 years ago for sure, but even 5 years ago. Here's some old properties here. There's some old properties down by the creek. Love to find one of these. Magic. You're listening to me, God? And here we're looking north a little bit. We're going up Schnebley Hill. And this is where the Rancho Sedona RV Park is. Just a joke, I'm kidding. Here's the Creative Life Center, which is equally important. Coming up Schnebley Hill. So even now, it's becoming stressful. Everyone's hurrying somewhere. In Sedona, there's the Creative Life Center. I don't know if you can see the spire. Beautiful facility. We were going to do some seminars there a few years ago, 2012, but never realized. I appreciate you trying to help me with it. You know who you are, if you ever see this. But we might do things there now again. If the universe keeps me alive or wants me to do any of this stuff, we'll do it. If not, I'm cool with that. Because of this impulse we have to get things done. We are doers. Let me say that again, maybe you can hear it. We are doers. Busyness, business. And I've been seeing very, very clearly again, like I do in that chapter, that all our do. At the end, it's really nothing. Even this form, this body, turns to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you know. Tempest in a teacup, a giant storm. What does Shakespeare say? Much ado about nothing. A tempest that has no meaning. I am up at, this is a very popular walking place in Sedona. I'll show you how busy it is. Or, you know, this is a nice trail up on Schnebley Hill. Very nice. And people get to enjoy things. I often come here in the evening, so I don't hike during 90-degree heat. And take the doggies here. Anyway, it's very beautiful. So all this doo-doo, another incarnation in the cap that led nowhere, that went absolutely nowhere. Now there is something in there that we enjoy speed, we enjoy travel, we enjoy doing. It's like rice rocket bikes or a fast car. This car that the universe gave me and Joy as a gift, really. We don't have the money to buy this type of car. That's another story. But the universe just gave us a gift through various angelic interventions. And to say yes, for me, as a sadhu yogi that always says no to everything, it's just my begging bowl and my one diaper loincloth, thing like Gandhi. That's when I'm a holy person. Spirit's been telling me now for 20 years, it's taken me a long time to learn. That's not what it's about. It's about receiving. Relax and receive. 20-some years ago, during a major break open for me, Spirit said in my ear, loud one evening. It's very seldom that Spirit God intervenes strongly, in my view, sort of blatantly. It's more the still small voice. But I could hear it very clearly, not as a voice, human voice, but as an impression that said, relax, my son, relax and receive. And before that, the line was, habit reflex, meaning my programming and habit, my reflexive program. Habit reflex, lost in grieve. I'm lost in sadness, which I was at the time, grieving, lost in grieve. Relax, my son, relax and receive. So that's the opposite of doingness, busyness, super busy all the time, thinking we're getting somewhere. But it's tautological suicidal race. Tautological means it just goes back into itself. It feeds on itself. It's beyond. Man. Anyway, hurrying to our deaths, not a good idea. Busy, 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 infecting even Sedona. And I recommend some kind of mind us, interrupt us practice. And we need to relearn this all the time because it's so seductive, the Maya Metote dream fog matrix culture. There's no way to go. You're not getting anywhere. I mean, if you base it in, like Eckhart Tolle, I mean, hello, the guy doesn't do anything. He's totally taken care of by the universe. And you can run a bike shop. You don't have to be a spiritual teacher to do nothing. Be abreast, stay conscious of what's happening. So even here in Sedona, and this is what I'm talking about, it's busy. It used to be about a third of these cars. There's a guy on my tail pushing on me. So even here, where people come for vacation or to relax or have a spiritual, reconnect, there's this push happening. And a lot of people are starting to complain about the traffic, So, how do we counteract this, or how do we deal with this, so to speak? You decide to reconnect to the God source inside you a couple of days. I recommend the innerbodyawakening.com. It's an ancient Shiva technique that Spirit, probably Shiva, although he didn't show his name on it at the time, showed to me. He came to visit me once, where I actually saw him. He came to my townhouse once, took a look at me, like he was checking in if I was worth working with or something, or whatever, who knows. That's all my mind projection, Anyhow, the Inner Body Awakening, innerbodyawakening.com, I recommend. Join me on the webcast if you want, where we try to have some fun, humor, insight, truth-telling, and connection. Actually connect to our own, or give hints about how do we connect to our own inner connection. Because that's the only thing that's going to counteract or replace the busyness, the hurrying to our deaths, the suicidal race of trying to nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Where you are is where you are. So, join me on the webcast, tobiaslars.com if you want. I'm going to turn around and enjoy the Sedona traffic a little bit more. All right. Well, I'll hang in here with you while I'm doing the turn. Here we go. All right, I'm going to pull into this hotel and turn around. This is where I think they have the labyrinth that you can go to. It's beautiful. It's really sweet. All right. So, hurrying to our deaths, not a good idea. Or just one more lifetime of what? Running around like a hamster in a wheel. So sometimes you have to make a concerted effort or a decision to go, stop, I'm not doing that anymore. Or you can come to Sedona and go on a Jeep tour and get jostled around and bounced around and have the wind blow in your hair. It can be fun, but often it leaves you drained. But we replace feeling drained. We think feeling drained, we did something. And we have to be doing something. Instead of being, you know, it's an old message. You've heard it 50 times already. But just examine or feel yourself right now. What am I actually not doing? To lovingly replace the doingness with something that feeds me. What's your day actually like? And you'll notice, if you've never really done connective practices, that your mind will complain. It goes, no, I want to check my email. No, I need to watch TV. I need to watch some truth videos by Alex Jones or whatever, or David Wilcock or whatever, right? But if you put that, if you override your connection with doingness, it's just another lifetime of not taking the one step. The one step is really inwards and backwards. So anyway, it struck me driving today. I go, hey, it's a beautiful day. And it feels like LA is invading Sedona a little bit. Everybody's got to do something. Be somewhere. Go somewhere. And God, very lovingly, this is all my opinions, you know, has given us a bunch of cars so we can feel like we're moving. Gives you the illusion of doing something. I'm going somewhere. There's nowhere to go. Unless you're there to enjoy the ride. And when I enjoy the ride, most people are like, what are you doing? Like driving from Cottonwood, I was trying to make a video on this when I drove up here. The speed limit's 65. So everybody goes 70 or 75. I'm going like 60, 55 just to enjoy the scenery. And I can tell like I'm a glitch in the matrix. The matrix doesn't like that I decide for myself, I'll go whatever speed limit I want. And it upsets the programming that tells us, the government governing your mentation, telling you what you should be doing. You should be going 65, which means you cheat a little bit, and we should always be breaking the law so you feel bad and guilty or at least a little bit anxious. Right? So the system can feed on your anxiousness or your fear. When in fact, anarchy, divine anarchy, is what I vote for. Look at it, nature, thank you, doing a good job. In towns and places that have eliminated speed limits, there's some in Mexico and Montana used to have none. People take their power back to themselves And they have to decide for themselves, and then they become much safer human beings to interact with. And Darwin's law takes care of those that drive too fast. So anarchy actually works. Chaos theory. Because it becomes self-regulating. This town in Mexico where they get rid of no police, no politicians, and no government allowed. No drug dealers, no police, no politicians. Crime went way down. They're their own militia or their own security. You know, you're not allowed in there. You're not allowed to be political. You're not allowed to. Police force isn't allowed because it gets corrupt, and no drug dealers. It's working great for them. That's okay. Okay, that was a lot of interruptions, phone calls, and dropping out. This video may not be salvageable. But anyway, much love. Check out the webcasts if you're interested. Start with theinnerbodyawakening.com for your personal practice. Or, like me, go back to basics, doing basic breath meditations and so forth. Much love. Talk to you later.